Good day. Farewell, traveller.
Are those bellows easy to work?
Welcome to Dravosh, Sid. Our gate's always open for you and yours.
Come on. Run like the wind. Here we are again. Carava. If you were a tortoise, Torgor, where would you hide? It looks like we found him. I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
What are you looking for? Farewell.
Do you see that too?
Papa?
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop. I'm scared.
Run like the wind. All right. Thanks, Gal. You're finished. No use calling Ambrosia now. Ready, girl? Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer, what do you...
I won't deny that I might benefit from further. I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been... I know I made so long. So many of us have been told when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps you are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order.
Thank you,
But they are not the only ones.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different... We will need an envoy.
What? I'm flattered. And I have other What we need is a skilled...
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis, your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port...
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can... Good girl.
Yeah!
Back to the stables, girl. Quentin.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of... Go on, then. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they can do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years.
I know it's a lot to ask.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. The people of Lostwing are my... You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it end? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family, don't you?
You know that.
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new. Who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us? Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much... I hear the roads are far from...
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Are you buying or selling? Come again. Welcome, welcome. Go safely.
Your Grace, my lord.
Cyril, you found a letter?
Yes. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university, with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins. Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of security.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have, nor would he have entrusted those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath, but one at least remains.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she, after all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor, extended only to recovering His Grace's will, and arrange.
And where is...
She awaits you in the Archive.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Lord Marquis?
What is it, sir?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing... He sent an owl some while ago, but we have...
Was he surveying another fallen?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe an ancient religion that worshipped. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped...
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash?
Fully cognizant, I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order. The third, though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from... Yet, it seemed only right, for as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate.
But Ash is a big place.
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned Mickleburg was its... It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him...
Right.
You are much too... Go then, with my hopes. And may the...
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
My lord. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his... Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty.
My lady, but what exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the...
Indeed it has. Our father of...
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armband, alas. He did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be complete. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed. You are grown men now, and while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the heart, I know that nothing would have pleased him more.
Thank you.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this heart?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins. We do at least know where to find one. A certain
spec?
You are most perceptive, your grace. In answer to your in fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield?
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Ready, go?
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is.
The House Rosfield.
Too slow. Let darkness fall!
Nice try. Enough! Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain.
And the Heartstone claimed.
Yes, this radiant luster like frozen flame is Thank you, my lord. Your father would...
Lady Goditha.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me. The armbands are prey. Take them. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion, and the graven vines encircling the stone represent the...
It's a message. Father, enemies who would thwart his vision. Only.
And only if we stood together. As Phoenix and Shield. As brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be of...
Indeed. His Grace knew thee, but this was more. It was a promise.
Thank you for remaining the steadfast custodian of...
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the... even if the armbands were incomplete. So...
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father of the deep love he had for both of you. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took...
And thank the Founder.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, and so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all...
As do I.
Thank you for coming back to us.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive.
It is.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you have received his blessing.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recovered it from Phoenix, I prithee claim it. For it too is, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some...
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Ready, go?
Yeah! Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
Save the world? Of course. We've overcome Father's political enemies. That I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother is truly capable of. Perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Let's go. This won't be easy.
This be Nickelbug.
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough, at least. What is going on here?
Ah. Did you, too, heed the call?
Heed the call? No, I came here looking for someone. To be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him. What are you doing here?
It is my home.
You keep saying that.
They came to perform the rite. This village, where they shall cast their shoals upon the gentle waters.
Give them.
Oh, Lord. Let free us from the...
They want to be saved. Forgive me. But did another foreigner, like me...
You mean the traveler from Stone?
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Excuse me.
I am. Lord Rosfield.
That's right, and you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety. He sent me to find you.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less you, my Lord Marquis.
He said that you had failed to report. Is there a reason for that?
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, the more my own faith began to falter. You have seen them at their prayers, have you not? They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord with a fervor I have never seen before. Praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills and reborn in their Saviour's light. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him. Serve him with all of their beings. I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... 'tis different. It is more. And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream. That they might do their duty to their Lord.
You do understand what their dream...
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become a Kashik. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril, I would consider it a great... Did you hear that, my lord? Something is happening.
I'll go and find out what. Stay here. An ether flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready. What now? We meet again. I've killed your kind before. Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become a Kashik in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are saved. Found her. I should get this report to Cyril.
My Lord Marquis, welcome back. I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bade me deliver his findings to you.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickleburg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this Savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be... Then an ether flood came. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might... Even knowing that life...
Then he perished defending... For the right to choose how one dies is...
Sid would agree.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the... It matters not how misguided others might judge, only that the decision... We live according to the teachings of our order. For better or...
But he didn't die for your creed, and you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe we of the Undying are not slaves, and this was his will.
I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen. They died serving my house. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. And were they here, I have no...
Let's go. Yeah! Doris is waiting for me near Balmung. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry. Time to fight. Stables, girl. There were no guards at...
None manning the gate. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens... If Chadwick was being held here...
Don't give up hope just yet. Let me check the ground floor.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of life. So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better luck downstairs.
Have care.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than the... They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared. Nothing but a Kashyyyk down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No luck downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a...
I know. Bearers die every day in service of them. Pitting bearers against a wild beast, armed with nothing but their wits. And not just those who could fight, but those who wouldn't, or couldn't.
I'm afraid it means that...
Then we're too late.
Don't say that.
A key.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. Finish up here.
All right.
I can find down here. Survivor. And she sounds close. There's no need to be Are you alone?
Some of the guards. Everyone.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must... What?
He fought the monster. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? You wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep...
All right. You put that...
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers. Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think. What is it?
A diary. He was here.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last.
Chadwick.
Come on. We have to get her back.
No. I'll see that she's looked after from now on.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days.
She is. I thank the flames we found her.
I know. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Hyde Marie. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
Of course, you already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do... We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince... For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. So we escaped. But staying together after so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken...
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were... And he died, not as someone's tool.
Hyde Marie is proof of that. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done.
Thank you, Doris.
I wasn't expecting you back. Here you are. Come again. I may have more. For ya.
You should have seen him. The thing...
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes. Truth be told, it was me who suggested, but from what I hear...
No. Ember lost his nerve in the face, but he didn't lose heart.
Indeed it is. Thank you. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a... All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back...
Wait, Sergeant. And this time he was found wanting. After all, he did...
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade. And any mark. But a scout's nose is different. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I'll show you.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. About time the Cursebreakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be... chance a bit.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things really do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
There's something about it.
Uncle, the field marshal... Rutherford is accompanying him. They will await your
One other.
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realms, he asked if...
One of you.
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his.
Another. Just the thing we need to put these... Good thinking.
I'm glad.
The more than...
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can, you still haven't mentioned how we...
Oh, don't... The 7 High House... They have all agreed to make the most... Oh, of course, it did take a little. But luckily I had some unexpected...
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward, Rockford, from a horde of...
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so... She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new... And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to...
Now, join us there at your earliest
Of course.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the road...
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to... That is, unless you'd have them to...
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. They'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
Perhaps I might suggest, though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randala. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work. But I'm sure that you wish to continue. 2 such firm friends as yourselves. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond.
Us? I can't... Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep them?
Criminal? How... You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw!
Once more unto the bridge.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind... And to do that, we must convince those in power, the general... There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resist. If we show them the path, the fate of the world lies in my nephew, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that...
Uncle Byron.
Now, with that settled, for what great moment in history hasn't been a... Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you... Well, my boy...
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall. I want you to keep this signed accord.
I will.
What do you think that thing is? And how the hell is it going to do it?
You alright?
Something troubling.
It's just... Eddie's...
I'm sure she'd like...
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new home.
So?
Well, the problem is that Ed is due...
Is there anything I can do? All right, then.
A good luck charm.
Not just then.
No. One... There's naught lucky in all the realm. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen...
Only the big day is fast approaching.
That or the bird whose oar sits attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking...
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through. I think I might make that my first port of call.
You're a good friend, Clive.
Clive. Coin purse weighing you down? You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here.
So what do I owe the honour? So, will it be? And?
First the skies, then the crystal.
If Joshua's worried about Jill...
Say what you will. Lady Karen see herself.
You make it sound...
Tell me.
It's most of what I need. And a cogwheel. Just a gear's that small or a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight.
Wait, the children... When they... Now that I think about it, they didn't use it.
The young'uns? But why would the... I'll keep working on the model.
Sid!
She wasn't. She's just busy working.
A new invention? Is it an air?
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. A brass gear. A tiny one.
Oh, the one you forgot.
We saved it, just in case.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then all the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds.
That's...
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if...
That's all for now.
But thanks, Sid.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Well?
They did.
Will it work? He's
What exactly are you going to...
Only the wings aren't going to move on their own. Well... That should do her. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Oh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do. No match for you, eh, Torgal? Let's go. I can walk from here. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. Disposed of. Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find that registry. This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. Forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry. So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. And where is the architect of all this misery? It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed.
Farewell.
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
Run like the wind. Have care.
Enough of you, are there?
Better already.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon? Stranger, we've been watching you from a distance.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care.
Your care?
That is not by one means or another. It's
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an imp. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Let's see, shall we?
Shiva! Let darkness fall!
Impressive, but we have other means.
Why do you want it so bad?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't? Your sword may be sharp, so let me answer for there is no correct. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But it is a question of number. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason,
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book. The world is small. Until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Joshua, I don't think I'd realized how different, but...
I suppose it's not hard.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still... to let her know that we still need her. Now more than ever. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say...
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business.
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for that?
I'm saying we should... What would you do?
There's something about it.
Vivian, I found it.
Even though I asked this of you, I fear the executors...
I met with one of the... and I convinced him to let me... He told me something, that the truth is just a matter of... and that if enough people believe a lie...
It does, but it also means that the truth is not immutable, provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people. How's the sad history?
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. She was a heretic, you see. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of... and by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, and that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my...
Do you still feel that way?
Honestly? I'm not entirely sure anymore. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than... But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. So if you'll permit me, remember, Clive, when enough people believe, give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth.
I'll try, Vivian.
Did you by any chance?
I did.
The director was a brutal man.
The registry was all I found. There was no sign of a body. Or any record.
I pray that at least all their names are here, my friends. I can still remember their children who were taken from their bunks in the morning. No explanation.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. See that their names live on.
I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach. And the spirit of those all of Valisthea. And in the name of those I lost.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity.
Do you suppose it's magic keeping the...
Fly, Ambrosia. Have care.
Enough of you, are there? That'll do, girl. Harmon's madness lives on. This is the place, but...
I'm sorry, Clive.
There's nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but... it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone in the backyard? To the hideaway, then. Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, claiming he near some gutted hovel. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a bandit girl.
Just because the heavens gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps...
I'm looking for...
No one, as word is, they were all hunted for their fete. If any are still out...
You're probably...
I've got greens of all shapes.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver.
But if it's fancies you're at...
Was a silver chocobo?
Oh, yes. If you believe the...
It wouldn't be the... A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rio. That's right. It sounds almost too good to be true. But... since I'm already here...
Fly, Ambrosia!
Can hardly make it.
Tracks. They're not left by bandits for a change. More tracks. The chocobo was here. I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned. It's all right. Just borrowing. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gab. Let's hope. One of the gardeners knows where to find Snow Daisy.
It was no trouble at all.
Still, I appreciate it. Clive, how'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck? He's...
Crystals crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a lot.
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect. Though I fear my presence.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't it. End up. They'll find a new home. After all, that's what... Anyway, what matters is, you managed, and now all that's left is to
I didn't know you could...
Reckon there's a lot like the fact I'm as good with a wit, and that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be...
I will, I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give him my best.
You can...
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates.